Hey everyone, welcome. If you missed our Sunday school lesson on Galatians, don't worry, we've got you covered with a quick recap. We're going to jump into a really urgent message that gets to the absolute heart of our faith. Okay, so let's just dive right in. The Apostle Paul kicks off his letter, and he's not starting with, "Hey, great job, everyone." Nope. He is in complete shock. You could almost feel it in the words, right? He's just amazed that the Galatian believers were already wandering away from the pure, simple grace that had saved them.
So yeah, this was a really urgent message. And when Paul says so soon, he's not kidding. We're talking maybe 15 years max since they first heard the good news. But already, this dangerous new teaching was taking hold and it was threatening everything.
So what was the big deal? What was this crisis all about? Well, it boiled down to a huge conflict between two totally different gospels, two ideas about what it actually takes to be saved. And you can see the difference right here, plain as day. On one side, you have the true gospel. It's all about grace through faith. It's a free gift. Christ's work is enough, period. But then you have this other gospel. And it's tricky, right? It's faith plus works. It's not a gift anymore. It's something you have to earn by following a bunch of rules. It's basically saying, yeah, what Jesus did was great, but you also have to do your part to seal the deal.
And I mean, just listen to how serious Paul is about this. He says, look, even if I or an angel straight from heaven preaches a different gospel, let that person be accursed. Whoa, that is not mincing words. This isn't just some friendly debate over minor details. For Paul, changing the gospel is a massive deal, a complete departure from God himself.
So to get the Galatians back on track, Paul has to defend the true gospel. And to do that, he first has to defend where it came from. He needed them to understand this wasn't just Paul's opinion or something he cooked up. So he basically lays out his resume, First, he says, I got this message directly from Jesus Christ. It was a revelation. Second, he points out his independence. He preached for 3 whole years before he even met up with the other apostles. And third, here's the ultimate proof. When he finally did compare notes with them, their message was exactly the same. Now, how could that be? Well, it's proof that it all came from one single divine source. Okay, so arguments are good, credentials are great, but Paul knows that's not the ultimate proof. The most powerful evidence for the gospel isn't something you can just write down. It's something you have to see. And that proof is a changed life. He uses himself as Exhibit A. I mean, just think about it. This is the guy who was hunting down Christians. He was actively trying to wipe out the church. And now, he's its biggest champion. He's preaching the very faith he once tried to destroy. That kind of radical 180-degree turn, it's so dramatic, so undeniable, that it could only lead to one possible outcome, one reaction from the people who saw it. And here it is. He says, and they glorified God in me. Now notice what that doesn't say. It doesn't say, wow, Paul, you really turned your life around. Or, good for you, buddy. No. When they saw the change in him, they didn't give him the credit. They gave God the credit. They saw something that could only be explained by God's power at work. And that really brings it all home for us, doesn't it? This is the big takeaway. The ultimate test of the gospel we say we believe isn't just about what we know in our heads. It's about how God's grace is actually visibly changing us from the inside out. Our lives are supposed to be living proof of his power. So that leaves us with this really challenging question to chew on. Does my life, does your life, cause other people to look at you and glorify God? That, right there, is the heart of Paul's message in Galatians.